don't care that I'm wearing my glasses. People can. I'm sure you can see that.
Literally, no one said anything about your glasses. And you're like, well, I don't care what anyone says. And it's like, well, no one said anything yet.
Nobody said anything. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are Cinechicks. I'm Jen.
And I'm Christina, and today we're talking about Welcome to Blumhouse movie called Evil Eye. It was directed by Ilan and Rajiv Dasani, and it was written by Madari Shekhar, who also wrote the Audible book that it was based on. It's starring Sarita Choudhury and Sunita Mani. I'm pretty sure you recognize both of them. Sarita, I'm sure you've seen in like shows like Homeland. And Sunita, she was on Glow.
Yeah.
And you might also recognize her from the Turn Down for What video. She was the lead dancing girl in that video, which I did not know until I looked it up.
I did not put that together either.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So this movie, I liked it. Although I do still feel like what I felt with the other movies is that they just kind of feel unfinished. And it made me want more. And what was done well. The actors were all really good. The writing seemed pretty good. But there were just like plot holes or like things that were left out that I think they could have really like expanded on, and I wanted to know more.
I completely agree with you. I did enjoy it. I loved the connection to superstition and culture. Yeah. And this one actually is supernatural. There's some supernatural elements to it.
But not as much as you'd expect.
Yeah, no, not to
it
the
just has
level.
Hints of it.
Exactly.
But it's not like in your face. It's not like scary, like supernatural stuff. It's just kind of like hints and like cultural like superstitions.
Yeah, I like the small condensed cast.
Mm-hmm.
Like there aren't a bunch of extra people unless they're needed for something specific. Yeah. It's not like you're dragged down by so much like exposition or anything like that. Because I mean, you just kind of jump in and just based off the interactions everybody has, you kind of already you get an idea of like
you know the key players, you know like what they're going for. And I feel like that also has to do with like having a small budget. You can't really lose yourself in that stuff, which is, I think that's a blessing, because I feel like some bigger movies, you're just like, why are there so many characters? Why are there
so many characters? They're like spoon feeding you everything instead of just kind of putting it in the dialogue. So other than the cultural superstitions and supernatural aspect of it, I feel like the movie touched on the relationship between a parent and their child, especially one that's heavily rooted in culture. Mm-hmm. So the mom is really pressing the daughter to get married. You know, they're Indian, so you know she's like, you know, you need to find a good Indian man who can take care of you, things like that. And you know, the daughter grew up in America. Mm-hmm. She's very much like, you know, I don't
your
necessarily
typical American.
Yeah, like I don't really need to have someone to take care of me or need a husband.
But then she kind of sees like her friends getting married and having children, and she's like,
yeah, like
okay, like maybe.
Yeah, but you know, the pressure her mom was constantly putting on her, and the fact that her mom kind of chose to keep some information that would have been important out of their dialogue, which is something I feel like parents do. Like parents go through trauma and don't realize that the trauma they go to, they're passing it on to their kids, and the kids don't understand what's going on, and they're taking on that trauma, and it causes strain in the relationship. When it's like, if you're just kind of open about, you know,
have that dialogue,
then you know, there's a point in the movie where the mom finally tells her information that she should have already told her, and she's like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Like now I understand. Like it made her understand her mother a lot better. And I feel like it kind of touched on that problem that we have with, you know, all our parents.
Sometimes parents, like, it's really interesting to think about, like, a lot of parents aren't super open and don't really share their life before having children with their children. Like, you can, like, know your parents, but, like, you don't really know what they went through. Mm-hmm. And, like, this movie definitely showed that, like, it's kind of important to have that discussion, and it really affects the kids and can affect the relationship. Another thing that I took from this movie is how the mom was talking about, you know, no matter what, there's always going to be men like this. And so I feel like that was another theme throughout the movie of just like talking to your daughters and talking to your children about like being safe and being smart whenever you're choosing relationships and seeing the signs of what a healthy relationship looks like versus what an unhealthy relationship looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's already happening, and now you have to battle the fact that they're already in that situation. So the teeth are sunken into them, and then now you just seem like my mom just doesn't understand and things like that. And it's really just, you know, if you have this conversation beforehand, then you wouldn't be in the situation that, you know, or your kids wouldn't be in the situations that they are. All in all, I think the movie was very interesting. I think the premise was interesting. I would have liked more.
Yeah. That reminded me, these movies kind of make me feel like they were short stories, and they're all very small concepts that were then expanded on. And I don't know if it's because I noticed at the beginning of this particular movie it said Blumhouse Television, which made me realize, like, okay, was this trying to be made for television movie, or was this supposed to be like an anthology? And I felt that throughout all the other Blumhouse movies as well. Could have been short stories, but then they expanded on it, and because they expanded on it, they had those holes that they could have filled and didn't.
They felt like jumping off points. But all in all, I do think that this movie is worth a watch. I enjoyed it. What do you think?
I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. It's kind of like a here, like a right above the middle, because it lacked in areas, and it just, like, if you're looking for a horror type movie, this is not it. None of these Blumhouse movies have really been what I thought, but they're all decent movies in their own rights. But don't go in expecting it to be a blockbuster, because it's not. I liked the concept of the story. I just wish that it had been a bit better executed.
Yeah. So, if you watch the movie and agree with us or disagree with us, let us know in the comments. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, as well as clicking that little notification bell so you know every time we release new videos.
Until next time, bye.